I thought of a couple other things I thought would be worth taking a look at in um, Hello World. So the first one is anytime I install a new version of Eclipse, I always come into Window, I go to Preferences, I go to General, I go to Workspace, and I come over here and I click this Save Automatically Before Build. I have no idea why this is not the default, but it isn't. It will not automatically save your code when you go to do a build, so sometimes you'll be building the old thing. So now, once that is set, clicking build will automatically save and then build. And there's multiple ways to build. You can right click on the project and click build there as well. Those are the two I use the most. I almost always just click the icon. I'm sure there's a keystroke for it and it's in the menu somewhere as well. And it's also worth taking a quick look at what it actually created for us. So inside Hello World, we've got where our binaries includes, and this is the source folder. If you remember when you were doing the wizard, it asked if you wanted a source folder. If you said yes, it creates a folder called SRC, and it actually puts Hello World CPP right in there. And then you can right click and add new things right into that folder so your code stays organized in source and separated. Otherwise, it just puts it at the root of Hello World. And it works also, but it's just a little more organized to do it this way. And then since we did a debug build, we now have a debug folder, and you can see there's our hello world.exe in the debug folder, and that corresponds to when we created that run configuration. And let's come back here. You can see the project is hello world, which is this project, but it wanted the path to the actual exe, because if we'd created the release version, it would be under the release folder. And if it doesn't fill things in for you, the easiest way is to click the browse button here and browse to the projects that way. Okay, and then the final thing I wanted to show you is how this corresponds to what's on disk. And another thing I always do if I don't is I create a little tool called Show and Explore, and you have to do this by hand. So you have to come into External Tools Configuration, and you have to click on the New button. You have to give it a name, and then what this says, in case it's not legible, is dollar curly bracket env underscore var. I think that's a colon, then system root close curly bracket slash explorer.exe. So basically this is just Explorer is the name of the Windows program that controls your desktop. It's not Internet Explorer, Explorer. So what that does is runs the standard Explorer, and it takes this argument which says slash select comma dollar curly bracket resource underscore loc close curly bracket. So that's the current file I'm on. So that runs Explorer with that file name. So that kind of opens that file name for me. So you see what happens here is if I say show and explore and I'm on this file, it opens up an Explorer window and takes me right to that location. And so you can kind of see how this corresponds to, here's our workspace, here's the Hello World project, so here's settings, here's debug, here's source, and if we go into source, we're going to see Hello World. If we go into debug, we're going to see hello world.exe and the source folder just like we did up there. These other things are things the project is creating for you, typically there's a couple of magic files here, .c project and .project. As beginners, you don't want to be messing around with these, but there's a lot of XML data in here that this is what's managing your build for you, keeping track of what files need to be compiled and things like that, what include directories you're going to use. Alright, that's it.